Welcome to Stephen Perkins. Well, we thought we'd run you through a little bit of our hand sewing process. Now, what we're using here is 2 needles going in through the same hole, one needle behind the other. So they're quite tricky to actually get in. If you look, I'm struggling to squeeze them in a bit. But these needles are blunt, and they have to be blunt because they have to go in through the holes that are already punched. If we get a point on them, they cut their own hole, and we don't want that. So you can see here that I'm putting these needles in. Obviously just slow this process down so you can see what's happening. And we need to do them in a very specific way, so that one in front and that one behind, or vice versa, that one behind, that one in front. And pull them both up together. This is some lovely linen thread we're using on this. Give them a bit of a snug pull so the threads actually take their shape. But with a bit of practice you can do this yourself. You just need to be able to punch some holes in 2 pieces of leather. And if you look at the needles, what we've done, we've just looped the thread over the ends of the needles to prevent the threads from keep dropping out. So it's one over the other way, see? One over one way, one over the other. Pull them both through together. Get a nice snug fit, an even pull. So make sure they don't pucker, pull it out flat. There you can see where it's been trimmed off. We trim the selvage back as we go. Go along about 10 inches or so, then we'll trim it back so it looks all smart. But it is a long, laborious process, and you do have to concentrate. So first needle in, try and follow the same pattern every time, and a second needle goes in behind. Is always the tricky one to get in. But once you've got that in, struggling with that, there we go. I tend to push one needle up in the air and one needle down, like so. Pull that one behind, push that one in front, there we go. Pull them both through together, and there you have it. Now this is going on a footstool. This is a border which sews all around the footstool. So this is quite a big piece of leather we're sewing. Now you can get various clamps and what have you. Now this is a punch. You lay 2 pieces of leather, one on top of the other, and punch through them both. That way all the holes come out exactly even all the way around. Quite simple really, a bit of common sense needed, but a really good tool. Gives you that diagonal stitch. Now this leather is quite soft. It's hand-dyed Moroccan hide with a string grain embossed pattern. Very, very smart. And we're using this to go on a Regency, very, very smart Regency stool for one of our London clients. And you've seen this stitch before with pieces like make pieces use this stitch before. Very well-known stitch used by Jean-Michel Frank in the 1950s. It's a very specific style. You might say, well, why don't you just machine it? Well, this is all hand sewn, and it gives you that unmistakable look of being hand sewn. And obviously it takes forever, so you wouldn't want to do sofa after sofa. But there's the finished stool. It's down the sides and a curious stitch across the top, but lovely thing.